Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Response on Play. We are currently taking rest at a tavern in Goldshire on our way to get to Exandria. We might be lost, we're not sure. But while we're waiting and while we're resting, I am Brian, and joining me today,
Steph, does anyone know when Hogger spawns?
Jake, I didn't know Exandria had this many level 2 boars.
Andrew, I think the horde is on their way.
And I'm James. How do we get lost every time?
It's a math thing, I think. It's probability.
Read the stars wrong.
Yeah,
we don't know how to read.
that too. That too.
Makes sense.
We do
We
play
are
card
card
games.
players. Yeah.
But speaking of reading, a couple of articles came out recently talking about the new Season 1 events, specifically Store Scrambles and the Store Championship. So we're going to talk about that real quick, and then we want to talk about all the characters that have been revealed. Now that all of them have been shown to us, we want to kind of give our opinions on what we think of all 20 of them. With the Scrambles, we know that Store Scramble is going to be a fun casual event that offers a structured tournament experience, does not earn championship points, just kind of gives you the stepping stone of this is what a tournament in UVS feels like and plays like for people that are new. The Scramble format for Season 1 will be either standard or Spotlight Critical Role. And then they've shown us the Scramble pricing, which is a really cool artwork of Peerless footwork.
This art looks so good.
It does.
I love
also like that the victory version has the victory in like the background, like in
Mhm.
the background of the gray where the border would be anyway.
Yeah. Yes.
That looks so good. It's
It
so
does.
clean.
I am a big fan of cards that are like victory stamped or judge stamped. I am a big fan of this approach rather than just having a gold stamp on the art. I hate having that stamp on my cards. It just doesn't look good. I just hate it. It feels so out of place. And what they have done in the past like year or so with the participation and victory cards for locals is it's just like this, only instead of having victory all over like the background, it's just the word victory in the background of the text box, which I like. And I'm not opposed to this change either. Like this also looks just as good.
I think this card looks good. I think it looks like a playable card almost.
I think this card's interesting. I feel like it's probably her Bo's 3 diff.
Yeah, I mean, being able to
Keep
give
on playing.
something difficulty 4 or less, -1 speed. So, like, when they go to string out, like, actually punish a lot of these decks that are, playing mainly 4s and 3s.
Yeah, and it's
more
not
easy to block.
unique, so if you end up with a bunch of them, you could just slam out a bunch of extra damage. You can remove a bunch of speed for free.
Yeah. Also, kind of like what Andrew said, I don't hate the victory. I mean, I know there needs to be a distinction. I wish there was a better distinction with like a different art, but like this is kind of like what they've fallen into, and I think it's fine. But I do like this way better than just putting judge or winner on like stamped on the card. But this promo looks absolutely beautiful. Like this promo is nice.
Yeah, I want to give Universus big ups for the format too of Store Scramble. I've talked about this before. I really wanted more accessibility for like a competitive format, and I feel like this is like a great in between like just kind of like meeting up or playing like kitchen table universes, and like maybe you don't feel ready to compete in like a local store championship, or you don't have like maybe you only have like budget decks, and like you can't compete in something like that. So this is a really good in between.
I was just about to bring that up, how you mentioned, that you didn't feel like there was anything in between, just like your standard locals, which can be a little competitive, and just like playing with your friends off to the side. And this is exactly that.
Yeah, I mean, I've heard people say that to me before when playing like at our local. It was just like it was someone who actually quit like one of the reasons was because of that. It was like when I first started playing, it was an opponent that I played against, and I was like frustrated because I didn't really know how to play, and he was like, "Yeah, it's frustrating coming here, and everyone's been playing for so long, and they're playing tournament decks, isn't it?" And I was like, "Yeah, it's a little hard." And he was like, "Yeah, it makes me not want to play," and then he stopped playing. So, this is a good answer to that.
Yeah, for sure. On the talk of art, I kind of wish on the victories we did what they did in not a Jetburn. The Jetburn cards had the gold foil word, like the gold foil name,
Mm-hmm.
and I thought those looked so cool. Like that
Yeah,
would be a cool little addition to like if this peerless footwork was in gold and it said victory in the back.
yeah, that was a nice subtle touch, but I think people had a problem with it being too subtle.
That's why I'm saying you'd put both. You wouldn't do just one.
Oh no, I'm agreeing with you. Having both, I think, is a good choice. Like, is a good path to take. What we have here, I personally think is fine.
Yeah.
But to really distinguish it, I agree with you. Having the way it looks now, but have a gold bordering with it, like around the name, or even like in the background of the text box of the card.
Or they could look like the Season 1 local championship cards that look so good. The cards that we were getting are, and so the same format. It's going to be standard or spotlight. It is going to have a top 8, top 4 finalist and champion card and a participation card. The participation card is tarot reading. It has Mollymock on it. It looks so cool. It
does
basically destined for mainstream success, but it checks a 4.
Oh my god, you're right. It really is just destined for mainstream success.
And then we get
Pounds.
Yeah.
like, and then for the top 8, top 4 finalist and champion, we get 4 different variations of enchanted weapon attack.
I love all of these. These look so good.
Yeah, like with a really cool forward art on it, and they're all order,
Mm-hmm.
which means you can play all of these in the same deck,
Yeah, these cards are absolutely
and they look so good.
like
Yeah.
these cards are so beautiful. That tarot reading, oh my god, I want to play.
Yeah,
some.
tarot reading by
yeah.
itself just looks
Just to
sick, and I'm like,
collect.
man, I kind of probably have to like beat up some locals and be like, hey, I need a participation card, man.
It's like
I gotta have more
nothing
of this.
personal, kid.
I'm like, look, I didn't want to do this, but we're playing ante.
I want that
ante the
card.
participation card.
Yeah, no, these are absolutely that top 4. I mean, the top 8.
Yeah, the top 8 one looks
attack.
cool, and then as you go down, they just look cool.
I like all of them. I like the different color, and like the clear.
That it goes to bronze, silver, gold.
I like
And
that
then
too.
the local champ mat at the bottom. This art is so good.
Yeah,
It's the
that's
box
very
art.
good.
Yeah,
Yes,
it looks
I think
good.
It looks really good. I think so far what we've seen of like all the art, all the participation, all the promo stuff so far, I'm really excited.
Yes, they look
for
so good.
this upcoming season. Like these cards are gorgeous. Like I want to own them. I don't know a whole lot about like Critical Role or anything like that, but these cards are absolutely stunning.
Yeah, they look so good.
So how many
Yeah.
people do we need to make for a local championship? Because it says top 8, but
Um,
we sometimes don't have 8 people playing at our store. So
I'm pretty sure
That's-
it's 8.
so just everybody gets.
I think you have to have at least 8.
Okay, so there's a world where there's just each of us gets one of these cards.
Yeah, each of you gets a tarot reading, and then each of you gets
Yeah, I
top 8 whatever going.
personally
down.
I think just the top 8 looks the best out of like all the.
I mean, the top 8 looks good.
Mhm.
I just love the
Um,
colors on it.
Obviously, if I'm not getting top 8, I want the champion one because it says champion.
Right. Yeah.
I gotta prove that I'm good. I have
True.
to have my validation.
Yeah, I don't really super care about any of that. I really like the top 8 one the most. Like the color, the different
Mhm.
colors, the style. Like that is such a good style. I absolutely love these.
Yeah, these cards look great. And speaking of great looking cards, let's talk about the characters.
Yes.
So, first character, Allura Visorin, Arcanist of Taldore. She has the mage keyword. She's a 6 hand size, 28 health character with the Chaos, Life, and Void symbols. And she has Enhance twice per turn. Remove 1 action from your card pool. Add the top card of your deck to your momentum. Response, commit 1 foundation. After an attack is played, seal it. Your next check to play a card gets +3.
This
Mm.
character is very interesting.
She defensive.
Can
Yeah, she can be defensive. There's also a world where you could just seal your own attack to make your next check better. If this attack you're playing is just that you can have it apply pressure on its own with your stage, but the next attack is just going to be your dunk attack. It's like, no, this one's actually going to kill you,
Hear me out.
and I need to make sure I can play it.
Here's a really funny option. On Life, she plays Dragon Strike, which seals itself, and then she responds and seals it after it's sealed.
It's
It's
true.
in the same window,
Mm-hmm.
and then she doesn't lose anything, and she gets +3 to a check.
It's true. That's pretty funny, actually.
Definitely do that. I
James
don't
is taking
think you
notes.
end up
You
doing
shouldn't.
that
You should.
because you have to commit her, so you always save it for your enemy's turn. But
Oh yeah.
there are some lines. I've been looking at this character. I think this character is super cool. City Rampage, play it. Play your attack. Clear City Rampage. You don't have to deal with Clear City Rampage. Get a momentum. The attack you played was a determined advance. Do you have a second momentum? And then you just kind of go off from there. Like there's
That's nasty. Yeah.
yeah, like obviously City Rampage is kind of messed up, and the 5 diffs are all really good, especially with things like Falling Debris and Armor of the Ape on Chaos as well, that care about how much momentum you stacked away. So that's kind of like the first hand idea that I'm looking at for sure. But there's definitely some stuff to explore with this character. I'm very, very excited for this one.
Chaos
Cool.
Chaos is eating real freaking good
They
right
always
now.
have.
Yeah, as usual.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like for a while they were a good symbol, but the last year or so they've just gotten more. Like they've been eating a banquet. They've been getting it.
Yeah,
Well, I mean, it helps when you have 2 sets where there's only 3 or 4 symbols represented, and Chaos is one of the main ones.
Yeah, when only half the symbols are up, and one of those is your symbol, you feel pretty good. That's why
I mean, yeah.
Just like Fire. Fire's got a lot of good cards too.
Well, the thing is, though, Fire used to not feel good at all, and so now, at least makes it feels like, oh well, yeah, they've got all these extra options now, and feels like they can compete with some other things.
Oh yeah, that's
Chaos
how
was
Evil
still
felt.
good.
Yeah. That's how Evil felt. Evil was not a good symbol for a good while, and then from Undaunted Raid forward, they just got a bunch of more stuff to use that really brought them up with the other symbols.
Where Evil sick, I love that symbol.
Okay, so
Same.
Tal'Dorei has been tickling my brain because I feel like I've heard that somewhere.
Where
It's
they're from.
Yeah, but Dorai is from WoW. We're in Goldshire. Kaldorei and Sindorai. The Sindorai are I think the Blood Elves. And I think the Kaldorei are the Night Elves. So
We do not need
related?
Activision Blizzard to freaking bust down the doors of this.
True. Okay, nobody tell them.
Nobody tell them quick.
Nobody tell them.
No, stop, Blizzard. Stop listening. If you're a Blizzard employee,
the Horde is on the way.
Please
have
click
alerted
off
the
the
Horde.
podcast.
You have alerted
After
the
you
Horde.
comment, and subscribe.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think this character's cool. Yeah, James just said stuff that makes me sad. This character, I didn't think about that. Plus, you got any of the cool action cards that usually are a hindrance because they sit in the pool, and she just goes, "Nah, dude, don't worry about it." So on top of City Rampage, you have any of the other ones that none are coming to my head right now. But there are a
Manifest.
few.
Manifest is a sick one.
Yeah,
Manifest, super good.
Uh,
I mean, she just gets to flash all the chaos attacks that are so good that she's gonna play. She also just gets to say you don't get to determined advance. Doesn't do its thing. It doesn't get the momentum. You get to minus its speed now. Armor the Wolf just doesn't exist. Walk the Dog.
Yeah, she gets to.
Yeah, one
it's so
attack,
good. No,
she gets to go, nah.
Yeah,
Oh, she gets to seal on their turn too.
Yes,
Wow.
she's after
Well,
an attack. I was
either-
making a
either
mean
or.
choice of sealing my own attack.
Yeah.
You should seal your opponent's attack.
I think she's
Yeah,
gonna be
it's-
pretty good.
It's basically the same vein as like Toru 2, where your opponent is sitting across Alora. They have to respect that response that your character has. So they have to play around it and they have to respect those words. Because
Your
if they
character
don't, they're
further
going
on
to
in the
lose.
same way.
Yeah, and like she can, if she's untapped, she just goes, whatever attack is going to be problematic, I just don't have to worry about the words on it.
You better have two of them.
Yeah.
Make
Yep.
me bait the one out of me, and then I'll do the other one. 'Cause I have to
and then-
decide at the beginning, so you don't spend resources. That's the only downside.
Yeah.
Is that it's as it's played, she goes no, and you go sick. I have another one.
yeah, it's like, all right,
I'll
you
do
got
all
me.
the things I wanted to do anyway.
And it's like, all right, Exodia, obliterate.
Our next character is Beauregard Lionette, Expositor. She's a 6 hand size, 29 health character with Earth, Fire, and Water. She's a Brawler, Mighty 9 Spy, keyword. With Enhance, once per turn, your turn. Discard 1 attack, check a 6. Add the top 2 cards of your deck to your card pool face down as mid attacks with 3 speed, 3 damage, and the kick, punch, and slam keywords. Add them to the attack stack. And also has Enhance, commit 1 foundation, your face up, kick, punch, or slam attacks. Get +1 damage for each attack in your card pool.
I think we have talked about her before.
We
Yeah.
have, which is why we're not going to really say much about her, other than this is fun. I think that's cool.
Yeah, having diet multiple is pretty sick.
Yeah, I think this sounds cool, like very playable. Can't wait to see what somebody cracks open with this character.
Yeah, I definitely think this is one that may take a little bit of testing till you find out like what the line is.
Especially if
100%.
like you end up with in a situation where they have no cards in hand, you just get to bop them all a bunch of times.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, if you can punish them by making them lose a card or something like that, then just be like, hey, now I'm adding 2 extra cards. Those are all played, blah blah blah. Like, there's a lot of cool stuff you could do. Our next character is another one we actually have talked about. Caduceus Clay, Insightful Caretaker, a 5 hand size, 34 health character with the Death, Earth, and Life symbols. Healer and Mighty 9 is the keywords. Has Enhanced Commit, choose a player. That player gains 4 health. Each backup in their stage gains 2 stamina. And then Enhance once per turn. Tenacious. This attack gets +X damage or -X speed. X equals the number of backups in your stage +2. If X is 4 or greater, draw 1 card.
Yeah, I mean, the words on Caduceus are pretty good. I mean, being able to just say, yeah, I'm going to heal 4, and then heal up the backups in your stage. Like, this is, in my opinion, is just another recovery girl, but fair and more gimmicky. And then you have the bottom enhanced too, for the stat manipulation, which can also just draw you a card. So if you have 2 backups in your stage, then you're drawing a card on top of the stat manipulation.
Yeah, I agree. We talked about this one on UK Versus, so we don't want to talk about it too much here.
Go check out their video.
Check out that podcast that we were on.
We're on a podcast right now.
The next character, Caleb Widowgast, Fiery
Yeah.
Transmuter. Chaos, Fire, and Void. Mage and Mighty 9 keywords. With Enhance, once per turn, discard 1 spell card. Add 1 spell card with the same difficulty as the discarded card from your discard pile to your hand. And response, after you play an action card, your rival loses 1 health, period. If you have played this ability 3 or more times this turn, seal this character. Also, it's a 6 hand size, 29 health character, because I forgot to say that I said that.
I am so in with this character. This character is so cool to me. I love it. Like, he's just a very toolbox kind of character. You could just discard a spell card that you don't need to go fetch one that you absolutely need. So you can basically, plan out your attack strings in a way, and just fish for the spell card that you think you need to help you win the game, help you survive, what have you. Very versatile enhance. On top of the response being whenever you play an action card, so not even just playing actions like normally, like with their enhanced abilities or whatever. When you block with an action, it counts, so you can burn your rival for 1.
Mm-hmm.
And this can kill your opponent. So if they're low enough, Caleb just says, die.
29 health is crazy for a mage, by the way. I know that that's not really how this works, but like 29's a lot of health and he's a mage. Like, bro better have shields, hella shields.
Alora's got 28
That's
in
crazy.
his mage.
That's crazy.
Well,
Yeah,
these warriors and paladins or whatever better have like 50 health or something.
I wish.
But no, Caleb is so cool. Such a cool character.
Yeah, definitely one I kind of want to brew something for.
Same.
Probably wouldn't take it to like a regional, but I'm kind of just like, maybe if the sauce is there.
Yeah.
But
I mean, he would definitely be like a pet deck for me at the very least. I would definitely play it on the local level if I was feeling something for it. Like if I thought the list could get there, I would probably take it to a regional. But I mean, that's just in the future. Like we'll just have to see. But I'm for sure building this character.
Yeah, it's funny
Yeah, I
because
wonder
he's an insta pass for me. Like, not even remotely interested. Couldn't
Is
tell
it the
you why.
goatee or?
Bro, it's kind of the goatee. I'm not gonna lie. It's like
you don't.
the beard.
It's not a goatee though. It's a full beard.
Okay, it's like the beard with the goatee like side thingies combined with like the anime bangs. It's just I'm not doing it. It's not doing it for me. But also, mage with 29 health just instantly pissed me off.
Who the f*** do you think you are?
Who said you could have that much health and cast spells?
He's not edgy enough for you, Steph. It's okay.
It's not
fine.
even that.
He
It's
would
just-
be if she listened to him talk.
Probably.
I wonder if we're gonna get some kind of like recursive actions or something like that.
I'm sure he has to have some kind of recursive action that says
Yes.
spell on it.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Something
he
that you
wants to
can play like
discard for.
twice in a turn or something like that, so that way you can hit that 3
Also,
burn.
It doesn't say it can't reduce your opponent to below 1. So
Yeah, the kill is a big
he
deal.
can just kill you.
Yeah, it's
Yep.
funny as heck.
Yeah,
Like, that part's funny.
Yeah, you just kind of whittle them down enough and just go, "Oh wow, you're at 1 health. All right, it was nice. It was nice playing a game. Let's go to game 2."
Chaos throws or whatever.
I mean, that is a thing.
Just play
He's
it.
got good symbols. I mean, chaos being the primary symbol there. I've already looked at some cards that Caleb has access to, and there's some funny stuff that he could do with his symbols.
Yeah,
I'm
plus
excited.
we haven't seen all the other cards yet. So
Exactly.
Yeah, some from their symbols.
Exactly.
Also, kind of a hard pass on this. Like I'd like the idea of discarding.
I was
a
gonna say, I
spell.
also don't f- with him.
Also don't fuck with this guy. You can discard like the discarding to add 1. I think it's really neat because you can kind of like pick your thing for the situation. And burning somebody to death is pretty funny with this response. That being said, not really my play style. I'm more of like run 30 attacks through the card pool and call it a day.
That's fair.
On to our last mage, Essek Thalis, expert Dunamancer. A 7-hand size, 19 health.
All right, so
character.
that makes sense for a mage. 19 health on a mage, like, I can see that. That makes so much sense. Continue.
It's our last mage for now.
Of the 20 characters from this set.
We'll see.
No, there's another
I'm
one.
looking,
Both
I'm
mages.
looking at one right now.
My bad, yeah.
There's actually 2 more. Yeah.
Hey, just wait till you see this next mage. This last mage is
This last mage. Sorry, the last mage specifically with Void. Chaos, Void, and Water. With response, once per turn, Tenacious. Remove 1 action from your discard pile. After a player makes a check to play a card, they recheck. And enhance commit, your spell attack gains Echo.
Yeah, this character's pretty cool. He's really striking that I had to do it to him pose, and that's the pose you hit your opponent with whenever you make the recheck. Had to do it to him. Had to make him recheck, and then they failed. Man, sucks.
I want to
Yeah,
play.
Do it to him.
I want to play some meme with this guy. That's just all cards that make your opponent check. Like, I just want you to check every time I play a card. I don't know if that's possible, but I think it would
On
be fun.
Chaos, you could run pretty much all
I
of
mean, there's Bufo
Dobby 3's
Torment.
kit.
Yeah.
You also on Chaos, you get to run Sloshed from Undaunted Raid. Whenever response after your rival rechecks, that check gets -1.
That's funny. God, that sounds so funny.
It is very funny.
The only thing I'm sad about here is I really wanted something like fighting for control to be available to him, so he could flip, lower their current check. They could decide whether they pass or fail it, and if they pass it, he can then respond and go, "Cool, do it again anyway."
That's
That's
maybe
pretty
that's your
funny.
next Brian's build, dude. The fucking.
Unfortunately, he doesn't have those symbols. He'd have to get something in his kit.
But you could build. Okay, here's the thing: you make a Brian's build, where you have to like check every time you play a card, and then I don't have to build it, so I can just steal your build.
Fair. I'll see what I can find for you.
All right.
I'll see what we can do.
Okay.
This character's funny.
Insider
I
thought?
don't want to play this character, because 19 health is like 2
Yeah.
attacks.
Yeah, that's rough.
And
Yeah.
Really bad.
I don't want to lose on 2 bad checks.
Mhm.
Yeah,
There's no defense on face. Like it's
Oh.
yeah,
yeah, I don't know.
The
It's
defense is
rough
to
out
make
here.
you recheck.
yeah.
we
That,
only
That
use
can
that
matter,
once per
but
turn.
yeah.
That's not real.
yeah, it's not enough. It's very funny. It's very cool, but
Now, that being said, we don't see the kits yet. There could be something on Void that these mages. I'm expecting there's going to be an action on Void that all these I play actions and remove my actions are going to share. That does something like that. Basically, wants to be removed or wants to be like played in some manner. Because
Yeah.
Essek, Caleb, and Allura all have Void.
Yep.
And the Mage keyword. And they all care about spell. So I'm expecting something like that. That would be cool. Maybe some other kind of strange energy style card with like more of a cost.
I'm just excited to see the rest of the set. Like I just give us more of the cards, please.
I think he's a deck that I might build once, and then if he feels really fun, I'd be like, oh, I guess I'm gonna keep him around because this was pretty funny.
Yeah,
I just want to mess with my opponents this week.
My summary of Essek is he's a character.
I mean, barely with 19 health, but sure.
Sure. Well, he's got the mage. He's got actual mage health.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's a respectable. I respect him, but
He
you know,
he respects this mage.
for whatever that's
but-
worth.
So the next character is Ford, the Siege Champion. A 6 hand size, 28 health character with Death, Order, and Water. Champion, Mighty 9, and Pact Bound. With Enhance Commit. You may try to play one card with Spellbolt in its name from your discard pile as your next card this turn. And then Response Tenacious. After your spell or weapon attack deals damage, seal 1 Rival Foundation. Your next attack gets +2 damage.
Yeah, so the fact that response is not a once per turn is actually pretty crazy. So long as you can have your spell or weapon attacks deal damage, you can just keep shutting off pieces in your opponent's stage while making the next attack after stronger. It's pretty interesting. I don't know how I feel about his enhance necessarily, just because it's tied to a specific name.
Every attack in his kit's gonna say Spellbolt. That's basically
Yeah,
just the way it's gonna be written.
Yeah, I would assume so, because right now we don't have his kit available.
We have one of his attacks, I think.
Oh,
is
do
all
we?
we've been shown. Yeah, I think
Okay.
we have a Spellbolt. Let me see if I can find it real quick.
Because I wasn't familiar that I wasn't sure that any of his
Thought we
stuff
had
got
been
revealed.
shown a Spellbolt.
I think there's a weapon that he can play.
There's Ensorcelled weapon, which is his like attack, but I thought we had been shown a Spellbolt too.
Yeah,
But I don't see it,
I
so
get worried
maybe
about
not.
like these prescriptive, like you can play it if it says Spellbolt, and this is like maybe the first time we're seeing that, because that was Jester's problem. Like when she came out, is like we just didn't have enough spell cards, so I'm worried that he's not gonna have enough options for Spellbolt.
In his case, I think he's just gonna end up like Yusuke, where that's cool, but he never gets to get new attacks.
Right?
because
Yeah.
Yeah, because like as all these sets come out, as you know, I played a bunch of Yusuke. That's kind of what I'm thinking with this guy is like, I'm always on the cusp of putting my Yusuke back together because talk about jamming attacks into the card pool, but it's just like I get very few new tools for that deck. Like I might get a foundation or something that makes it slightly easier to play that deck, but I don't get new attacks because they don't say Spirit on it, and we already basically know we're not getting any more Yu Yu Hakusho cards.
Yeah.
So, like, if we're not getting another Yu Yu Hakusho set, probably not getting new cards unless they like bring in some retro Yu Yu Hakusho cards into current, which they probably won't do because most of the ones that say Spirit in that format really strong.
He gets to borrow from Shoto 4 on 2 different symbols. Not the attacks, but the foundation lineup of caring about sealed cards.
Yeah.
Which is
Agreed.
really cool.
Yeah,
He
so you
also
can get like the
Desert Water.
untap and stuff.
Yeah, and like I'm flipping, I'll seal this, like those kinds of things. I'm gonna start sealing stuff early.
He also gets access to Killing Intent, the attack from the solo leveling deck that gets to seal something. It's also a weapon.
That's
so
true.
if it does end up dealing damage, then this guy gets to seal another one, and the next attack gets 2 damage. So that's kind of neat.
Yeah, he's cool. I'm not sure of the sauce yet, but he's really cool.
I think overall, like, it seems like a decent character, especially in a format currently where like most people just want to like eat damage with their stupid face. So like he just goes, if you sit here and keep eating damage, I'm going to keep sealing your tools to block my later attacks when they get scary, and they're all going to be plus damage. So
Yeah, I wonder if it's going to end up being like a moonfish kind of thing where they're like 3 diff attacks for like 1 or 2 damage, but so you don't really want to block them, but if you don't block them, then the next ones are going to get bigger. I wonder if that's kind of how it's going to end up working.
I feel like all of them are going to have at least a 3 diff because that seems to be kind of our like design space. We're trying to make 3 diffs that do a little bit, but we don't want to push them too far because
having a really good cheap attack is very
having
scary.
A really good attack that is literally free, that's basically unfailable, is not ideal. So they're like kind of trying to do that. I could see him having a spell bolt that says that, or having a spell bolt that's like a 4 or a 5 diff that's 1 easier if it's played from the discard pile, because he gets to do that. And then some other people can also play them from discard piles, or like play not from hand. And then maybe has like Echo or something, and it'd be like his ultra rare or something. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Brian,
I just wonder if it's going to be like based around like a low damage kit, because when he deals damage, they give the damage, and so it's like, yeah, the first one's not really anything, but if you let me keep hitting you, it's going to add up.
I have a lore question, because you're the only one who's like watched or listened to Mighty Nine. Purple. So he is holding a sword.
Correct.
Why does he have like a spell bolt thing?
So he is a warlock paladin.
That's sick.
He is a warlock that he meets his patron, and he's like, actually, I don't want to work for this guy, and then becomes a paladin of a sea god.
That is so cool. No wonder he looks edgy.
Yeah.
Love the e-boy hair.
Yes, I do like Ford as a character in that series. On to our next character, Grog Strongjaw, Mighty Half Giant, a 5 hand size 31 health character with Death, Earth, and Fire. He's a brawler, brute, vox machina, and then he has a static. If an attack deals damage, add 1 rage counter to this card. He has a response. Before you would take damage from an unblocked attack, reduce that damage by 2, minimum 1 damage, and enhance, remove 1 rage counter from this card, draw 1 card, your attack gets +3 damage.
I think Grog here is just a way better muscular. I know a lot of people haven't given muscular much credit at all since he came out in League of Villains. But I always thought there was something there for the character, but we were just waiting for more things to come out. And then, Grog here is just like, actually, you can stay on the bench, buddy. I got it from here. But I didn't even get to play in the game. I don't care. Stay on the bench. I got this. Like, he's just better muscular. in my opinion. Has less
Yeah.
health, but he gets to draw cards, give damage, take reduced damage on face. Like,
Yeah, especially because it's not a once per turn enhance, but you do have to have the rage counters. So you do have to like play with the like eating damage or whatever, but he doesn't have too much health to make him like too much of a slog where he's going to just draw a bunch of cards one turn and kill you with all his stuff. But he can get that way, especially if you play him pretty low. So, but also getting to reduce every attack damage by 2 if you don't block is crazy.
Yes,
I
it's
know.
very good.
I know that we have a bunch of characters that that put out a bunch of damage like per attack, like most of the Titans and stuff. Like their attacks are like +3, +4 damage. So this is pretty cool at mitigating that, and the fact that it's not once per turn. I think this is a really good way to do a 5-hand character. Like he'll be slow to start up and kind of like want to eat into like taking stuff, and then finally he'll be like, "All right, sick. I'm sick of it. Bow, draw a card. Bow, draw a card."
Yeah.
While getting damage, like and getting rewarded for playing, because you do have to play a risk versus reward game, and I think that's really interesting. That's a cool design choice. I don't know anything about his lore, but I do agree kind of with Andrew. I think this is kind of like cooler, muscular. I think his symbols are even the same.
2 of them are the same.
Two of them
Muscular
are
was Earth, Fire, Life.
Yep.
That's weird. But yeah, I think this is really a really cool character. I think it's a cool way to do 5-hander. I could have maybe seen him getting like 2 or 3 more health, but we'll have to see when he actually gets played, because like as I say and think about this, maybe 31 is the good solid middle ground. I know they've kind of gone
being a 6-hander.
Yeah, well,
At least a 6-hander.
That's kind of the thing, is like we've had a lot of 6-hand characters that have like 34 health, but like in this set, it looks like they've kind of scaled it back. I think maybe they realize like a lot of those characters kind of want to play a little bit later too, so they kind of need the little bit of extra health. But it does feel like it's kind of forced us into a format where like most people just want to take it on the chin for like a turn or two and then just go, "Here's my hand. Do you die? No, sick. Game 2."
All right,
Yeah.
you got me.
So
I'm super excited to play Grog Strong Draw.
Yeah.
I know you're a resident 5-hander.
I am a big lover of 5-hand size characters that do cool things. Adding the rage counters, getting to do stuff with the rage counters to draw and do damage. Like, he has a win condition. He tells you how you're supposed to play his deck, which I like. He does not have the I do a random unique thing that I like from a lot of my other characters, but I can live with him just being really cool. He also really feels like a barbarian, which is his class, where he's like, actually, I'll take less damage. Yeah, I didn't block. I just take less damage. That's my thing.
Yeah, just took it on the chin, and then it's like, okay, well, be prepared to die, because you're
be prepared for the clapback, because it's gonna be bad.
Yeah, exactly. Like, Grog's cool. Like, I think he's a very interesting character. He's a character that wants to kind of go a bit into, I don't know if I'd say late game, but like once it gets to like the middle of the game is where I think Grog really starts to get dangerous.
Yeah, I think if he gets to get to like turn 3 or 4 with like 3-ish rage counters, he probably gets to play as many orange cards as he sees.
Yeah, and we also, again, there's still a lot of the set that we haven't seen, so he's gonna have to have cards that give him rage counters innately, because I mean, we're making
at least one.
We're making the muscular comparison. Like, muscular had cards that gave him muscle counters, so why wouldn't they give Grog access to cards that give him rage counters? You know,
I could maybe see like 1 or 2 cards they give him, because like the problem is he only has to remove 1 to draw a card. It's a 1-for-1, like each counter equals a card and 3 damage. So I could see them not wanting to load a whole bunch of that.
I think there's going to be a death attuned foundation that basically has something like the muscular once per turn. You may get, if you are a brute enhance, get 1 rage counter on your character. It's going to be like a 2-diff or a 3-diff.
That's basically pump up.
Yeah, it's basically pump up. Yeah, and the reason for that is because the other brute character, that's the symbol they share is death.
Also, on top of that, like he can play, he's got fire, so he can play capture the target.
Yep.
So to help him string out. He can also play besiege.
Yes.
Yeah.
He can play, since he's a 5-hander, you'll probably want to play it. Like, shoot, you could play Attack Titan Haymaker
Mhm.
just because it like stun 2, try to get some early damage off, maybe draw a card, and then it builds. Like,
Yeah, because like, what if they don't get to block it because of the it's now hard to block effect. On Earth, he gets counters and he can run Titan Cliff to build in number 23 Pro Hero, and he can just sit at 3 counters over and over and just be like, hey, I'm at 3 counters, I'm going to give a bunch of speed, and now I'm going to spend 1 to get a bunch of damage, and then I'm going to hit you, and now I'm going to get a bunch of speed.
Yep.
Like, over and over, and I'm like, that's really messed up.
I think he's cool. I freaking out for a minute. I guess I misread the response from buy to 2, and I was like,
Oh, yeah.
everything is 2 damage, and you have to
reduced to 2 damage, minimum 1 damage.
Yeah, I was like, you have to hit him 16 times to kill. Okay, yeah,
You do
best
if
character
they
ever printed.
are
best character ever
You
printed.
do if you don't give yourself damage, right? There's a lot of characters where, like, if you're adding a bunch of speed and you haven't solved the damage equation part,
Yeah,
and you're like, hey man, this attacks for 4, and you're like, okay, cool, I'll take 2.
yep.
This
Yeah,
attacks
I
for
definitely
5.
think this
You know
character's
what? I'll
pretty
take
cool.
3. You're right. It's cool. And then when they finally go, hey man, this attacks for like 12, you're like, I'll just block that one.
It's like, no. It's like, I'm not taking 10. You're insane.
He does give his opponent momentum, so he could play into a game like the game plan of you going, yeah, I'm going to get a couple momentum. I'm going to block through his turn where he tries to go in, and then I'm going to spend all that momentum on an attack that actually matters that he can no longer block. And sure, he can take 2 less, but I don't care. If this one's for 12, this one's for 10, and this one's for 10, and you're dead. Like, because I've hit you a few times before this. Next character. Jester Lavore, Traveler's Faithful. A 7-hand size, 20 health character with Chaos, Life, and Water, and the Healer and Mighty 9 keywords. She has Enhance twice per turn. Add the top card of your discard pile to your hand. Discard 1 random card. If you discarded a copy of the same card, this attack gets +2 or -2 speed. And response, after your spell attack deals damage, gain 1 health and ready 1 foundation that has not been readied this combat phase.
So, this Jester is a bit more of an aggressive 7-hander, I feel like.
Mm-hmm.
She it's a little awkward for her of like how she gives speed for her attacks, but I don't know how I feel about this Jester, honestly. I mean, the art's gorgeous, but that's definitely the only like for sure thing I like about this character. I overall just am not certain how to feel about this character because you have to discard the same copy of the card that you picked up from your discard pile to get the stats. Otherwise, I mean, I guess at worst you don't get the stats, but ultimately you just pick up the cool card on top of your discard pile, and then you chance that you get to keep it, which is, I guess, the draw of the character. And then there's also on life you get access to bash cards to let you set up the top card of your discard pile. So you can do that, like pitching in, move an attack to the top of the discard pile, then Jester to pick it up. So there's some cool stuff here, I think.
I also like that she just does not the brave, irritable goblins first enhance.
Oh, that's
instead
true.
Instead of getting momentum, she
Hit speed.
manipulates speed.
Yeah, that's true.
It's the exact same wording. The only difference is she gives +2 or -2 speed instead of add a card to, or add this card to your momentum. Yeah, add it to your momentum.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't see the line just yet. Like, yeah, picking up cards off the top of your discard is cool, especially with like you were saying, pitching in.
I think the real thing is she's probably going to have a couple of cards, and definitely there are a few cards where it's just like, hey, I discarded this, I get a thing. So yeah, I discarded it at random because I didn't know, but I get the effect of discarding it now.
Yeah,
so I think that's going to be part of it.
Didn't give her the symbols that have all of that stuff already.
Yeah, she doesn't. She can't play like the typical casino stuff.
Yeah, she doesn't get to casino.
I feel like she's got like
her own couple of cards that do something.
I almost want to call this like rouletting. Like
the roulette.
Yeah, like instead of like death casino type stuff, you have like some type of roulette where you're kind of like Andrew said.
It's probably the water roulette or the chaos roulette.
Yeah, where like you're playing something, you want to like get stuff back in your hand, and like at best case you do get what you wanted, Like you can play pitching in, put it back in your hand. You could also play other stuff like on life. You could also play his cards that just put the cards back on top of your deck or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So you can manipulate that way. So like if you have a handful of gray, you could go, okay, cool. I'm gonna move this attack to the top. I'm gonna grab it with my character. I'm gonna
shuffle up.
Hopefully, I put a gray in the drop, and then you can play it like and play the card. Actually, the card that like puts the top card of your deck on top, or the top discard on top of your deck, and go, cool. I just set up my next check. But then like you're jumping through hoops to try like if she did this and then also got the stat bonus.
Yeah, if it was discard a random and then after you discard, this attack gets +2 or -2, like doesn't care if it's a copy.
Yeah, I think if this were once per turn, it can happen on either turn, and it was plus or minus, and it was discard, like it was exactly the same way it is, but she got the stats regardless. I think like this could be a once per. I think even at twice per turn, like
I think
even
twice per turn. If you're discarding randomly, I think it's twice per turn. If they made it you choose, then absolutely it's a once per turn. Hey, I'm gonna get the coolest card out of my discard pile because I'm gonna move it and then get it.
I think you can make it a once per turn if you change it from a 2 to 3.
Oh sure.
Oh yeah. If you did like +2 or minus, or if you did +3 or -3, and it was like a once per turn, but she got the stats regardless.
Yep.
That
sure.
character would be way better. Like the character would be playable for sure. Like at minimum, she would be like, okay, well, there's some stuff here, especially on like being able to manipulate your drop, and it would give her a really cool like play path. You either get to keep the card, or you get stats, and ideally you want both, which kind of hurts her. Especially because if you have like a gas hand, you don't want to use this because you're likely putting attacks back in your drop.
Yeah.
So like you're kind of hindering yourself in that respect.
After Jester, we have Keyleth of the Arashari, who is a 7-hand size 21 health character with air, earth, fire, and water.
4 symbols.
4 symbols. The 4 elements. She has Vox Machina and Warden. She has first form, commit 1 foundation, unflip 1 foundation, enhance once per turn, ready 1 foundation with difficulty 1 or less, and response once per turn. After an attack deals damage, your rival flips 1 foundation.
Keyleth is the avatar that we have all needed in our lives.
Yeah, she's got 4 symbols.
I am a fan of this character. I like what she does. I love the art so much.
Yeah, so the card looks good. The abilities are cool. Having 4 symbols is dope. I said a long time ago I kind of wanted something like this, like a way above normal symboled character for All for One when he was coming out. I was like, yeah, that'd be really cool. Yeah, it'd be kind of weird, but it's not that weird. You have to build on 1 symbol, and that was before Attuned. Like now, that would be crazy. Like it's way like you have to play around that more.
I really like Keyleth's abilities. The potential with this character is very cool. Her game plan is basically, hey, you're not going to have a real stage while I'm just going to keep unflipping my cool pieces. Like Broken Psyche, for instance, is a very good one because you can just flip Broken Psyche, make discard the momentum, make your opponent's attack 2 damage, take the 2, have them flip something, and then on your turn, go, cool, I'll commit a foundation, I'll unflip Broken Psyche. You'll have to like work to get the momentum back, but you virtually have Broken Psyche access to you for like the whole game, basically, when you build, as soon as you build it. So like there's a lot of lines like that where you want to try to find cool cards to utilize like that, on top of finding really good 1-diff foundations, since she can ready a 1-diff or less foundation, so she is also going to really like her spams. My concern with Keyleth is she doesn't have any real defense. Like we were talking about Essek, who doesn't really have any defense. Keyleth also doesn't. Like her quote-unquote defense is her opponent not having a stage, but it has been proven that you don't need a stage of words to kill your opponent when you have like the Attack on Titan characters or any of these other characters. It's like, no, my threat level comes from my attack lineup and also my character.
Yeah.
So
you can't flip me.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, she doesn't have any offense on her face either. It's just messing
No,
around with
she just has a
foundations.
bunch of toolbox utility stuff,
Yeah.
which is cool.
Mhm.
But
I don't think it's gonna be good.
I don't know if it's good enough.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Like, I don't think it's gonna stand up to.
I think she'll be fun.
Yeah.
I like the idea of basically every turn going, yeah, toughest punk, or yeah, broken psyche, or
Yeah, like you just get access to all these cool, really good flip effects, and then you just get to unflip them. And fun fact, on air, you get to play Defiant Stance. So for free, basically, you get to unflip something, which is pretty neat. But yeah, no, she doesn't have any real defense. She doesn't have real offense. She is very much more toolboxy, and she's definitely going to be a character you have to try and like crack open the character, try to find what works with the character. Which I mean, I'm all for it. Like I'm on board with this character.
I like this character for nothing that has to do with this character. So the implications of this character are that I'm going to get new pieces for Spike,
Fair.
and that's
Yeah.
cool. That's what I want. I think Spike, one of the only challenger decks that hasn't seen like real, like one of the only challenger characters that hasn't seen any amount of real competitive play, just because of I assume his gameplay loop and like how difficult it is to play. Because ideally, to get maxed out, you want to have 9 face down foundations for +3/+3 to all your cards. And at that point, like if you don't have ways to like flip and unflip and all that stuff, like you're jumping through hoops for things other characters do for free. And there's not that many cards to unflip your stuff. So like,
yeah, not anymore.
yeah,
Or
you're
not
getting
not currently in standard.
exactly. So like you're playing through all these hoops to like try to unflip your stuff, and you're just like, I can do it a handful of times. So how do I make flipping my cards impactful? I do like the idea of like the outwit cards.
Yes.
Those are really
about
neat.
to say.
Like you can use those, but I think he only has like one symbol that has like an outwit card or something.
I think there's life. There's like
Yeah.
one on life.
Yeah. There's
Yeah.
not a lot of outwit cards in general, but yeah, basically outwit is a very cool thing for those flip characters. But again, the issue is there's not a lot of outwit cards that Spike can utilize.
Exactly. So then but then we get like all of her words line up with what I think we're gonna get cards that will make sense for Spike, which is cool.
But
So
they have to be on water.
water or earth.
Yeah, because he also has Earth.
Yeah, he's
I guess he
earth.
does have
He's
Earth,
he's
yeah.
earth, water, life.
Yeah, he's earth, water, life.
Yeah, I believe so.
So I'm excited for her stuff, just for Spike specifically. I don't think she has enough words that makes her relevant. She's got 21 health, no real defense. Not having a stage does not matter. I have played Yusuke into a match, and my opponent looked at my stage and went, "Oh, you have like nothing down there that's relevant." And I went, "Yep, here's 38 damage."
Yeah, no, that's definitely one of her weaknesses is her game plan won't really affect her opponent all that much. Now, if they are a character that has a good amount of interaction due to their stage, then she can slow them down a little bit. But
Yeah,
the
that might be
decks
good
that
enough, but-
the decks that want to kill they don't really need a functioning stage. They just need their character and their attacks. And
Yeah.
she can't flip those.
Yeah, I mean that's fine, and the fact that we have Attuned now, I think Attuned, as much as I complain about some of the Attuned cards, I think Attuned is a really really net positive design choice for this
Agreed.
game.
Agreed.
So like the fact that she has 4 symbols like can't be overstated, just because Attuned exists. So there could be like some crazy combo of cards that only she can play.
Mm-hmm. That
Yeah.
makes her really strong.
That makes her ridiculously strong. So we'll just kind of have to wait and see.
It makes her just interesting. Like I'm aware of this character not being that great, but I'm still sold. I think this character's sick.
On to a lady who probably won't just explode. We have Lady Kima of Vord, a 5-hand size 36 health character with the champion keyword, which is fire, life, and order. With first form, add 1 attack from your discard pile to your card pool. Your text to play cards get +1 this turn. And enhance, your non-throw attack gets +X damage. X equals half the printed difficulty of the preceding attack in your card pool rounded up. She's
Go ahead.
just non-evil Lady Devil Jin,
Yes, like
but not quite as good.
that is a comparison that I heard. Like I still think her words are cool, but yeah, the argument is still, well, we have Devil Jin, so why would I play Kima?
I will tell you exactly why. So first form had one attack from your discard pile to your card pool. Add the one that gives all your stuff damage. It's kind of
Well,
like
yeah, you can throw in armbar.
Yeah, you can throw in like armbar or something like impactful like that, and there could be something that does that, like gives all your attacks speed for the turn, and then you also and it gives all your stuff +1. So you're not playing on progressive with that one card like you are, but you're getting +1, so you're basically not. Plus getting X damage just for like a free 4 or 5 damage on every attack, or like 3-4 damage every attack on top of something that adds damage. Like you could play this, and then you could play like she's on fire, so you could set that up, and then with armbar, and then you immediately go into like attack Titan's Haymaker. That's now what armbar gives everything 2 damage.
Yes.
So it now gets 7, 5. So it's 5, 7 plus 7. So
Plus half. It's plus.
and then now it gets damage.
That's a printed.
Oh,
Yeah.
so armbar is what, 7 difficulty?
It's a 7 diff, so it'd get 4 from armbar, 2 from armbar existing, and then be
So plus
an 11
6 damage
move.
Yeah, so it's an 11 damage move that's annoying to block with stun 2 that builds down. Like that's pretty decent. Like that's a big move coming right out of the gate that's annoying to block. Being able to add stuff like that, even just like with poke cards like Besiege or whatever, where you're gonna have to tap out cards so that she might even get to go into like more cards. Like, yes, your attack after Besiege would be like +2 damage, but +2 damage is cool, especially if you have armbar in the thing, so you're at 4 damage. Especially if there is a card in this set that gives static speed to everything. I think this character actually has some crazy utility, being able to first form add an attack into your card pool that does stuff.
I mean,
That-
the only thing is that Devil Jin can also do most of what you just said.
It's
He
true.
can go, hey, I'm going to throw an armbar in and give this attack 2 damage plus 2 damage.
Yeah, but his is
from
like
engaging.
an enhance, and it's like after.
Yeah, he adds them in afterwards.
Yeah, which there
And also may change the zone of those attacks.
Yeah, I mean his is enhanced. He gets to do that on every attack, and then he gives plus damage to every attack. Like
Equal to the amount of attacks in the card pool.
Yeah, I don't know. I still think that hers is probably better.
I will say, the funny thing is she does get to do funny things with unyielding heat. So she can throw in unyielding heat and saying, hey, if you want to block my attacks, that's fine, but
You're gonna burn one.
You're gonna lose a health. So then
And
the first
also, I'll give
attack.
my first attack +3.
So like that's kind of funny. Like
Yeah, no, there's some cool ideas.
yeah, Kima's got there are ideas with Kima that I think are interesting, but again, I'm kind of echoing like everybody else in the community. It's just why would I not just play Devil Jin?
Okay, so we're going to move on to Molly Mott Tea Leaf, Carnival Hooligan.
Carnival Hooligan.
Hooligan.
we're
A
hooligan.
6-hand
He's
size-
good. Go next.
Yeah, we're Hooligan. He's good. Go next.
I was just going to read out his things again, since I've done it for everybody else.
okay.
6-hand size, 28 health character with Death, Order, and Void. Entertainer, Mighty Nine, and Occultist. Has Enhanced Tenacious, lose 1 health. Your weapon attack gets +1 damage and gains stun 1. And response once per turn, reveal up to 2 cards from your hand after an attack is played. Seal 1 rival foundation for each card revealed this way. Your rival may sacrifice 1 face-up foundation to cancel this effect. Yeah, I also think he's pretty good.
I mean, he's very
Seems
good.
strong.
Like, he's pretty good.
Every single
The
one of us is
only-
playing him.
The only thing that I don't know for sure is his enhance is tenacious, but his response isn't tenacious. So he wants to be up on his opponent's turn to do it again then, but doesn't want to necessarily be up on his own turn to kill his opponent.
It is a little
But
awkward.
also wants to still get the response on his turn.
I mean, yeah, it's a little awkward.
That's the only part I'm like, that's weird. But
Yeah,
other than that,
agreed.
he's got good symbols. He has
Good
a cool
symbols,
effect.
cool words. Yeah.
Yeah, like he's got Death, he's got Order, he's got Void. He cuts himself to kill his opponent. He gets to seal their cards. Like, he does cool
It's
stuff.
pretty sick. It's pretty sick.
Not the Brave. Chaotic Meddler. A 7-hand size, 21 health character with Air, Chaos, and Void. Has Mighty 9 and Thief as their keywords. With Enhance, your turn. Your rival mills 2.
Hate it.
If the milled cards share a card type, seal 1 rival foundation.
Hate it.
Enhance, your attack gets plus X speed. X equals your momentum plus 1. And response, commit, spend 1 momentum. After you block an attack, it deals no damage.
See, I would like this character if they didn't have a freaking mill strat on it. I know the mill is not necessarily her game plan, but I hate it. But the other words on her face, pretty fucking dope.
I also like that her art attaches to Jester's art.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like a slight zoom in.
It's
But
good.
they're in the same. They're in the same scene.
That's cute.
Yep.
Didn't notice
It's
that.
very nice. It's nice.
Oh, nice.
That'll look good in like a binder or something.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Because this character's not going to see play. Zing!
Oh, I don't think
so
that's true.
mean.
I don't know if
think
that's true, but
she's fine.
like I said, I think the words that she has are good. Even though I don't like the top enhance just for the mill, like the character is fine. She's got throw hate on her face. She can give speed, which is very important. So, and she's got chaos, which is proven to be a really good symbol, a really good momentum symbol. So,
Yes.
I think there's a shot that this not can make it to like say a regional.
Yeah, there's definitely some. She's got cool words and good symbols. She's 21 health. That's like the biggest detriment to her game plan. Is if
Yes.
she can't do it, she dies.
Agreed.
And she does not defend herself really, except
No.
for I half block this. Actually, it deals none.
Once.
Once, yeah.
Basically, can just on void can use barrier shield, make the speed 0 partial, make it deal no damage, and then breaker 2 if she needs to do it that way.
I think this character is actually fine. I think as much as Andrew doesn't like milling your opponent, it's really funny to think, oh, you're playing Death Casino? Well, now do it again.
I mean, yeah.
But I mean, getting to seal a rival foundation every enhance, like potentially, I mean, you could potentially seal every attack, and you make them like you do get a bunch of speed on every one of your attacks. Like,
Yeah.
it is on chaos, so you can just be like determine advance, and now I'm giving determine advance 1 speed.
1, 2, 3 speed. Like,
Yeah,
I'll give
like
it 2 speed because momentum plus 1.
yeah. Oh, momentum play. Okay, sick.
Yeah.
Even better. Yeah,
Plus
I
2
think
speed, plus 2 speed, plus 2 speed.
yeah, you can't reduce it below, so like you want to put it back to a 6 for 6. Okay, sick. Yeah, I think this character has the potential to get out of hand. I think, but I also feel like it's one of those like, do you have it? Oh, you don't? Okay, good night. You're done.
Yeah.
There's 0 defensive. No way to really cheat.
7-hand size of aggro characters are just like
yeah,
they are burning bright candles.
Exactly. I think given the ability to like, okay, well, I partialed one, it deals no damage, especially because that works for like throws and stuff. So you're not going to get random. Oh, my opponent's playing 6 throws in their list. Now I lose. But or like you're not going to get taken aback by the random like play set of throws that your opponent has. I do think your rival mills 2 seal foundation could have been on either turn. I think that would have been really fun. Like give it like an actual mill strat.
Like I would
actually burn the character.
Somebody mad.
Yeah, I think
that person would be me.
I think it would have been pretty funny. I think chaotic meddler like that just makes it like thematically. I think that just sounds cool.
No, it just sounds more like a bang.
I think
what it sounds like.
It could have just been enhance your rival mills 2.
If it's your turn, seal
if it's
1.
your turn, seal 1.
Yeah.
Rival foundation. If the milled card, like basically, if the milled card shares a type and it's your turn, seal 1 rival foundation. But there's not a lot of characters that mill on your opponent's turn. Percival the Royal, the 3rd, vengeful sharpshooter. 7-hand size, 20 health character Air, Death, Order, Inventor, Pack-Bound, Vox Machina. Response: remove one tech card from your discard pile. After you play a ranged or tech attack, it gets plus X speed. X equals the removed card's block modifier. And response: lose 1 health. After you play a card, both players commit 1 foundation.
This character's cool.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Let's go. Yeah, actually I think this is pretty sick. It's lose 1 health after you play a card. Response, we both commit. So that's both turns. That's
correct.
awesome. Being able to remove tech cards to give speed, like he gets to give speed. I also noticed one of his cards that got revealed. I think it's a 2-check.
Yes, it's his
which, yeah, his UR. It's exactly what I want into a play strategy. We'll talk about that in the future, I'm sure. But this character looks fun. Something that can give the speed. Something that I can sit here and commit our stuff out. Like I can commit us both down while playing cards. Feels good. I mean, Toga 3 is good for one of the similar reasons, except for I don't have to play weapons if I don't want to.
Play Ranger techs.
I just have to have Ranger techs that go in my drop.
Burn yourself for 1 and you commit your own foundations, like as his 20-hander, you're just gonna kill yourself.
20.
Hell,
Yeah,
20-hander?
20-hander, 20 health.
James, I don't want you to be able to play the damn game. I am just gonna kill us both.
I'm just gonna ready. You're gonna tap your foundations down. I'm gonna ready all mine on my turn, and then you're gonna die.
Nah, dude. You're not gonna have foundations. Get ready. It's about to get spaghetti. You're done.
Funny.
I see the bottom response mostly being a defense tool, except for if you're going on the crackback, but your rival has like a couple foundations. You just go, yeah, I'm going to lose the extra bit of health to make sure you are just not blocking any attacks. Percy actually gives me a little bit of Toya vibes in that aspect. So no, I like what Percy does. Like these words are cool. I like it.
Yeah, I also like the idea of being able to play like the attuned air attack package that has like the range stuff like mixed in with his stuff.
On Order, he gets to play a really good stun package.
Yeah, like you can also play again your kill card. You can play pressing the advantage if you choose not to play his 2-check, or we can just play 2-checks. I like 2-check tribal.
Just kill him with a box full of babies.
Yeah, we can do that too.
Box full of babies.
Patchwork baby.
Okay, I was like, what?
Patchwork baby's the actual one I'm talking about.
It's just throw an asset at him, bro.
Throw an
asset at him.
Exactly, kill him.
That's gonna not be in rotation.
Throw an axe that's not gonna be legal. Yeah, just Patchwork baby them because that card's sick.
That card's very good. It's a very good card.
And you're like, oops, it's a billion.
I very much like Patchwork baby.
Now this character's cool. I do agree with James that it might not be good enough, but he is cool. He's got cool symbols. He's got cool words.
I'm definitely going to try it. Also, there's also going to be a starter deck, Percy.
Yes.
Which we haven't seen yet.
There's going to be a starter deck, provided that it is still like confirmed to be the 2 characters, which I don't see why it wouldn't at this point. It's going to be Percy and Bo starter decks.
Yeah.
My assumption is that they're probably going to be these characters because all the characters are uncommon now. Again, we got rid of rarities,
which means we might not get the Chrome for him. If well, it's not challenger decks; they're starter decks, so there won't be alts.
Yeah, correct.
So we might get the Chrome for him. I think that's more reason that we won't get a Chrome for. Well, actually, is that? I'm trying to think because I think the big thing is, you bought your starter deck; it's the same character. You could pull a Chrome of this character you're playing. Also, on top of that, Order. I'm a big fan of the Order symbol. Justice, law, the balance. I think this character is the one I'm most looking forward to out of all this stuff. I think Hooligan's cool. I'm gonna mess with him a little bit, but Percy really caught my eye as like I can fly too close to the sun character, and that's just those always seem to attract my attention. Like how bad can I throw us both in this weird situation, and can I find my way out of it?
It's true.
Right.
Plus swag. Forgot to say that.
It does look really cool. That's my only thoughts.
Nice.
I mean, I know you have a manifesto for this next character, so we'll get to
I
it.
do. I'm still thinking about it.
All right. So, next character, Pike Trickfoot, Ferocious Priestess, a 6-hand size, 29 health character with fire, life, and water, and the healer and Vox Machina attributes. With enhance, your turn, gain 1 health, and enhance if this attack's damage is greater than printed, it gets +2 or -2 speed.
Very simple. Yeah, very simple. Like, character's fine. It's very funny. It's a character that can use Immortal Shapeshifter not only to keep yourself out of deadlock and buff your attacks, but you can also give your rival's attack the 1 damage to make it greater than printed. And just go, now it's slower. Granted, your rival's probably going to do that anyway. But in the off chance they go, I don't want to do that. You go, no, step aside. I'll do it for you. But now it's slower.
I got you, man.
Yeah. So I mean, there's some neat little things you can do with this character. Like this character's cute.
Yeah.
It's charming.
Yep.
I think she is really cute. I like the simplicity of her.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
This character, really good. +2 or -2 on face. Enhance gain a health every time you play an attack. It's got life, so you can play a lot of the untapping foundations if you want to go deep, or you can use them like to try to go deep and then go, cool, I'm going to gain health and untap my foundation. Well, we're losing
Carbo loading, yeah.
Carbo loading, aren't we?
Yes, we're losing carbo loading.
We still have a new one that goes, if your opponent has 10 foundations, you get to ready 2 when you gain a life.
I know what card you're talking about, but I forget the name of it.
Yeah, it's from AOT1.
Yes, we'll have that.
So you still get that. You still get the 1 card you still get the one where if you gain life this turn, it gets stats, and then she gives it more speed to make it more hit, so it can ignore progressive.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Uplifting Bond. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Gain a life. It ignores progressive if it hits. Give it.
I was actually thinking of the attack. The
Midst of Despair.
Midst of Despair. I think she plays
that too
better than most characters that we've seen it on so far.
Except for the character that it's for.
Well, yeah, I think she plays it about the same. But I definitely think this character is in the upper echelon of the set for me. I think this character is very good, and somebody's going to find a way on these symbols to break it, especially with all the cool attuned fire cards.
And
I know someone at our locals who is a Filthy Recovery Girl player, and Pike Trickfoot just seems like a character they would absolutely love to play. Her and Caduceus are definitely 2 characters I think that this person would play.
2 healers that heal.
Mm-hmm. Weird.
Steph, I want to hear. Oh yeah, James, and then we'll get to Steph and let Steph unload.
Yeah.
No, you would. Don't phrase it like that, please.
Let her
Yeah,
put her trench coat on.
I think the character could be pretty interesting. I like the Midst of Despair play. I think, yeah, like you said, giving it +5 speed from character.
Removing a 2 check because she's got fire.
Yeah.
And playing and drawing new cards, and then removing that card, and then playing another card to gain more health.
Yep. Yeah, Lethal Slash goes crazy.
Lethal Slash is a messed up card, and everybody who has fire should run it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
PSA. 4 of your Lethal Slash.
I'm trying to
right
figure
now.
out. Yeah, I'm like Grog Strong Jaw on Earth, but also with Lethal Slash. I'm gonna kill someone.
Caleb has fire, so he could play Lethal Slash.
Yeah, like
Lethal Slash, really, really stupid card. Continue.
Yeah, I mean that's about it. I think there's some really cool cards that she has access to that could possibly, like Jay said, yeah, they might just break it. 29 health, getting a health every time you play an attack. Like that's
she's
an
easily
extra
a 32, 33 health character.
Yeah, I mean that's like an extra attack they have to play each turn probably to try to get you down. Like especially with all the stuff we've just printed on the life symbol that just gives you health for free.
Yeah, plus on top of that, if they go to damage pump at all, you get to go, cool, it's slower. I'm going to block this one.
For free.
For free. It's free real estate, really.
Yeah, it really is.
Steph, you had something you want to say?
I have some things I want to say. I'm going to go back. We're going to walk back to Caleb Woodegast.
Caleb
He
Woodegast,
has
going.
one less health than this like paladin-y lady who's in full armor. Now you might
Actually,
say
they have the same health.
They have the
they have
same
the
health.
same health. That's even worse. So you might say, ah, she's a healer. She might have less. I pulled up the Critical Role wiki because I don't know anything about this series. I do know things about D&D though.
Mhm.
Pike Trickfoot has an AC of 23 and an HP of 172. Caleb Woodagast has an AC of 17 or 15 and 124 HP. What is going on? Why does he have so much health? What's happening? Why does he have 29 health?
Because he had to be cool.
Because they couldn't all be 7-handers.
Yeah,
They didn't want to
You want the real? You want the? You want the real answer?
Actually,
Okay.
James, they could have all been 7-handers.
Yeah, why couldn't they?
They could force a 7-hander meta so hard.
yeah,
That would be
but then
so
people would
funny.
people
they
would
just-
literally
No.
just go,
Play
no,
the-
I'm not playing a 7-hander
No,
because I'd rather
listen.
not die.
Listen, they do all 7-handers except a handful of 5-handers, and that's it. No 6-handers in this set.
I mean, I'm okay with that.
I mean,
That's funny as hell.
I'd be interested to see it. I love playing 7-handers. As
See-
often as they get freaking stepped on and trampled over.
What's-
Humat
all right.
Soul, magical proprietor,
Also a mage.
6-hand size,
NPC?
28 health, air, chaos, order, inventor, mage.
NPC.
Enhance. Once per turn, remove one foundation from your stage, build one asset or backup from your hand. Response once per turn, discard one card. After you play an attack card, choose one. It gains EX3. Your rival commits 2 foundations, draw 2 cards. I'm not sure that this guy has enough because he's removing a foundation to build an asset from his hand. So he goes down a card that way, and then he has to discard a card to do the thing.
Yeah.
So he's like a 3-hand size character.
I guess he can discard a card to draw 2 cards, so he
Yes.
filters. I guess I don't know.
But that means he
So-
doesn't get to do these other 2 things.
So,
Yeah.
what also with the response, after you play an attack card, so you can block with an attack
Correct.
and then go, okay, you're gonna commit 2 foundations. I'm
Yeah,
gonna
you
slow
can
your
block with an
down.
attack and go showdown.
Yeah,
Well,
basically.
sorta. Stun 2.
Yeah.
And it's on order, so you can also just play Showdown.
Yes, you could showdown them, they play another attack, and then you play.
I mean, yeah.
That's pretty funny.
Yeah,
Actually.
you just
play
block
this,
an attack.
discard
Yeah.
your last card and say commit 2 more. I don't have any cards in my hand. Can you still
But-
play with 4 committed?
Yeah, it's like, I just tapped you down 4. I'm telling you to stop playing the
Mhm.
game. It's my turn now.
It's time to stop.
And they go besiege, besiege, besiege. You're dead.
And
Well, they play lethal slash. You tap 2 down. They play something, and then you tap 2. They play lethal slash. You tap 2. They play another lethal slash.
it's like, yes.
Except he can't play either of those cards. But continue.
Yeah, I think he's fine. This response is cool. I just feel like with the way with what we currently know is available for him to play, it feels hard for him to get to choose the other 2 effects outside of draw 2. That being said, draw 2 is really good. So like,
Removing a
Yeah.
foundation, except like if you stall into the late game to like set up the perfect like asset or backups, like then it's
from
probably
your hand though, that's the part.
yeah,
that-
it's
rough.
probably fine. I think this character is like middle of the road. Like somebody will probably find something interesting to do with him. He does have ways like the EX3 will help break through on
Yeah.
like if you need to kill somebody.
Give it
Yeah.
a card EX3 that doesn't have it normally is probably pretty good.
Typically, you don't want to block with attacks. Like, yeah, it makes your attacks showdown. So if you do see a lot of them, you can't just go, I'm going to block and like commit to.
It gives you fake showdown because your rival commits them, so they get to
Yeah,
choose.
correct. But I mean, committing to is still committing to. Like, and then drawing 2 cards, like you can use it to filter to find your attacks your one time, so you can discard a foundation and hopefully draw the attacks you need to kill your opponent. I feel like that. I think that's probably fine. Like, I feel like his response is okay. I feel like this first enhance is like tacked on. I feel like he's like in middle of the road. Like, I don't know if like I don't want to say he's bad or like won't see play, because I do think his response is kind of good. I just feel like he could probably be a little bit better, but
If
I mean,
feel like he's
he
fine.
gets to be a 7-hand size, 28 health character on the chaos symbol. So
yeah,
might
like
just be
he's
good enough.
probably fine. Like you play chaos good stuff, and
as
you
long
will
as you're
get there.
ignoring your top enhance.
I mean, you can throw in a couple of things if you're like, man, I need to build this or whatever.
Well, I just meant like as far as being a 7-hand size.
Yeah.
Like that's only if you're ignoring the fact that you get to build something else from your hand for free.
Also,
which
yeah,
brings you back down to 6.
Yeah, which I mean is fine, especially if it's an asset that's going to help you. Imagine you go sick.
I mean,
they pump all. Well, like so. Think about it this way, actually. So it's once per turn, and it's enhanced once per turn. Remove 1 foundation from your stage, build 1 asset or backup from your hand. Think about this on the chaos symbol, because I believe Cape has chaos.
it does.
Yes.
They play all of these really crazy words. They're going to kill you with this card. And for your last enhance, you go sick. I'm going to remove this. I'm going to put Cape down.
Yep. Yeah, I was thinking about that. Like you wait until after they play Kraken.
Cool. Like
and then keep it down. And you get to be a 7-hand size character either way, because whether you build the card during your turn or you build the card as part of your end of your combat phase, like you're still going to build your asset one way or another. So like you're still a 7-hander.
Yeah, plus on top of that, like you just remove committed stuff. Like you flip something for value and then commit it to like pass a check or something. You go sick. I don't need this anymore. Remove it. And now I've built something useful.
Yeah, no,
which is like
there's some lines to it. I just don't know if because it's from hand, you have to see it in addition to doing the other stuff. So you're wanting to see a bunch of other stuff in hand that aren't attacks, but also you want to see attacks. But also you want to have stuff that's discard awkward. That isn't something that you want to get to build down for free. Like it just feels like you have to
just
have
being
a
able
really
to see
good hand every time.
Just being able to have Cape as a hand trap, I think is funny enough. Like I think just that one interaction.
As long as it's not into a vast hybrid coming or cracking, because then
it doesn't matter. So you wait until they do all their stuff, and then you go sick. I'm now going to play Cape. It's not first enhance. You can sit here and piddle with it back and forth or whatever, or let it go out of hand. And when they do, you go nice. Now that you've used your stuff, I'm going to remove and play Cape. Okay, cool. You're done playing stuff. Enhance. Remove it. It's done. You just wasted all your buttons. I got rid of it, and you didn't even know I had Cape.
And unless it's vast hybrid chimera cracking, because then they can just go cool. Now you have an asset. Commit the asset.
Yeah, but you don't have the asset. You wait for them to do it. Like
they have to. You have to have another asset on board that they've committed.
I mean, you just don't do it on Cape. Like
you just
that's just that simple.
Yeah, you did. That's what.
If you're dying to Kraken, you got bigger problems.
Yeah, like that's the thing is like
10 damage Krakens never happen, right?
Well, it's not even the 10 damage Kraken. Like it's the fact that most people hit that button pretty early to commit and freeze. So like they either have
freeze is separate from commit a rival asset.
Yeah, Kraken's got both.
Yeah, but is that your second one?
Yeah, so it's got commit and freeze the foundation, and it's got commit a rival asset. So
I'm thinking of something else, but even so, you just go okay,
every
cool.
Other attack, you still get to do the thing, and that's really sick. Like it's really good.
Yeah, even on Kraken, you just wait until they either say it or don't. Like
if they don't say it, you're just not gonna let it do it because if you build it in, they'll just go cool. I'll commit it now.
But like that's fun. That's fun counterplay, right? Like being able to go, okay, well now you know that Kraken is safe from getting miracle caped. But like the ability to do stuff like that, I think in the design space is really interesting because a lot of these assets and stuff we have are really cool. And being able to go, well, I don't want my opponent to know I have. Yes, you have to see them, but most times you have to see them anyway. So it's nothing different. It just goes, I don't have to waste a build on this. I can either hold it for a good block, or I can just build it in and get use out of it as soon as I build it in to like mess with my opponent, because my opponent can't predict that I have that asset. My opponent can push me too hard not knowing I have Cape, and then I go, sick, I have Cape, you lose. That's the stuff I think of when I see stuff like this. I don't want to say he's like top tier. I don't know if all these pieces make him top tier, but he does have chaos. He does have access to good utility, and I think his response is decent, if not good. So I'd put him like somewhere near like the middle to top.
Scanlan Shorthalt, Devious Troubadour, 5-hand size, 33 health character with chaos, earth, and order. The Entertainer, Mage. Vox Machina.
33 health mage? What is happening?
I was waiting for it.
What in God's name? I'm sorry, continue.
Once per turn, tenacious response. After you play an action card, build the top card of your deck face down. Enhance commit, reveal the top card of your deck. This attack gets +2 or -2 speed. If you've revealed a non-foundation card, it gets +4 or -4 speed instead, and you may add 1 non-attack card from your discard pile to your hand.
Listen, I know that they can't just give all the mages sub 20 health or like around 20 health, but like this is absurd. Godzilla has 34 health. Are you telling me Scanlan Short Halt has 1 less health than Godzilla? I can only suspend my disbelief so far.
You don't trust that this halfling has as much health as Godzilla?
I mean, this is D&D, so I guess.
Maybe.
Honestly.
Like,
Can we get a
as
check
for
on that?
actual,
What's the CR on Godzilla?
On Godzilla, he's
yeah, what is
Probably
the
has
CR
one.
on Godzilla? Like ability wise, I don't know. This one feels
I'm
like
not in
bottom.
love with the Scanlan,
Yeah.
and I like Scanlan as a character. I always like this.
This character is like near the bottom of like the list of characters.
Yeah,
So
I
no,
don't know how I feel about
much.
this character.
5 hand size, 33 health is cool, but like you have to commit either on their turn or your turn, one or the other, to build to reveal and either get +or -2 or +4 or -4 one time. And then you get to add a non-attack to your hand. If that said add a card from your discard pile to your hand, now we're cooking. Also, after you play an action card, build the top card of your deck face down. Cool, you can build by playing actions. So you can play like, I think Cute Host Kodo is on one of these symbols. So you could play like something like that
I think order.
I think it's on order if it's gonna have a symbol.
So like you have stuff like that that's like really cute that'll help you like get some cards back after you like play out, and it'll build you one, which is a really neat little plus. Teehee, but also you don't do anything. Like you don't really give stats in your face outside of once, and you have to pick whether you want to be offensive or defensive, and it's a hard line.
Yep.
Oh, this one's a
I
pass
agree.
for me.
We have Tyrion Darrington, naive creator, 6 hand size, 31 health character with air, life, and order, with the inventor and Vox Machina keywords. With enhance once per turn, remove X momentum, build 1 asset from your discard pile with difficulty equal to or less than X + 1. X may equal 0. And enhance commit 1 asset. This attack gets +X or -X speed. X equals the printed difficulty of the asset committed to pay for this ability.
I'm going to take it first on this one. Usually I don't really care that much for asset decks. I think they're fine. I think assets are cool. They're niche little side play stuff. This character, however, I think kind of makes me want to play an asset deck. This character looks cool. What's the odds of this character getting a chrome? Who is this?
This was Sam Riegel.
I don't know what that means. Like, do they have another character? Who's their other character?
Scanlan and Not the Brave.
Oh, damn. He's not getting the chrome, dude. Not's getting the chrome. I feel like Not has to get the chrome. So, yikes.
Not.
Sorry, this one's not. I'm gonna cold shot it. I'm gonna say this one's not getting a chrome.
He's calling his shot now.
Calling my shot. I think if it's between this and Not's gonna get the chrome. Like Not's. The only reason I could see them not doing it is if all the characters that already had alts in the challenger decks not getting re-ups, but also who knows. But this character does make me want to play an asset deck. I think getting to remove 0 momentum to build an asset of 1, like just getting to build an asset from your discard pile, I think is really neat. So you can use them to block. You can you can hold them for like cards in hand to block and then build them later.
There's some better. This is more like a fixed version, like a more fair version of Mimic, but kind of like just in the reverse, where instead it's like, hey, I get to have a bunch of cool things that aren't foundations.
Yeah,
I don't have to play them.
Yeah,
I steal them in.
I think this would actually be a really cool character to do like one-ofs for your momentum or for your assets. You do like cool one-ofs for like a couple of different things, and maybe your deck only has like 8 to 10 assets, but there's a real world where you can play a good amount of them because you just want them to be somewhere in the drop. So I think this character is really cool. Being able to commit your assets for speed is really nice.
He does not have not flash symbols.
And he does have not flash symbols.
No, he does not.
Oh, he doesn't?
Not. No, he does not.
Chaos Death Void.
Oh,
is
yeah,
not
Chaos Death Void. My bad.
Air Life Order.
I for some reason keep thinking not has air. But yeah, like even so, I think there's still on these symbols. We'll definitely see some new ones. There's some cool ones on these symbols. I'm interested in this character. I think this character is pretty cool. I'd say he's probably like middle of the road. I think he's very playable just by giving anything that gives speed and lets you put stuff on the board for essentially free is very playable.
Yeah, I mean, it's his words are pretty cool. Do want to shout out Let's Talk UVS. I saw his reveal video for Tarion, and the assets that he pointed out was actually very interesting. The Badgie asset from the Star Trek decks was a very interesting, just an interesting card to think about when looking at this character, as well as the 6-diff asset. I forget the name, but it's the ship.
the Cerritos? The
Yes.
USS Cerritos? Yeah, actually, that's kind of funny.
So
I mean, you have to spend a lot for it, but it would be kind of funny to get it for free.
Watching that video and just seeing these assets that normally it's just like, I mean, sure, whatever, that's fine. But then with this character, it's like, okay, but wait a minute. That's actually kind of funny.
Also, if it's a 6 difficulty asset, like that's a plus or minus 6 speed.
Yeah.
That's funny.
But yeah, shout outs to Let's Talk UVS.
I think this guy's got swag. Like
He
more
looks cool.
than
Yep.
more
Got
than
swag?
more than the other
Swag?
guy that Jake was going crazy for.
Oh, he has more swag
Then Percy?
than
Yeah.
Percy.
got
I'm going to disagree with that
He's
one.
swagged out. He got a little fluffy collar. It's
I
like
would
bros.
I would really like him to get a chrome. I think they could do cool stuff. I like his design a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, they're on the foundation together.
Yeah, I was like, they're friends.
Yeah.
In series,
Oh, that makes sense.
they're both inventors.
They're both
They're
Science
down.
bros.
They're science bros. That's their
Mhm.
card.
I think it would be really interesting. I think it'd be really interesting to see a chrome for this character. But I think this card's sick. And definitely stylish. I agree he's stylish for sure. Not more than Percy, but up there.
Up next, we have Vaxildon, Dagger Master, a 6-hand size, 29 health character with Air, Death, and Void, and the Thief and Vox Machina keywords. With Enhance, this attack gets plus X damage or minus X speed. X equals the number of cards in your card pool. And response, after you play your third weapon attack this turn, your rival discards 1 card, period, draw 1 card.
This character's pretty dope. I really like it.
It's cool. I like making my opponents discard stuff.
Same. I'm a fan of hand destruction. On top of the fact that Vax does give stats or take away stats, he can give damage or take away speed. Is pretty cool, especially with its X is equal to the number of cards in the card pool. So the more you block, the slower the
you get
your
to
rival's
ignore
Vax get.
progressive on your blocks, basically.
Yeah, so like that's pretty cool. And again, being able to just have your rival lose cards out of their hand, and then he's a thief, right? The thief, right? Like he's taking the card you discard. He's like, that
so
is
he
mine
gets one
now.
instead.
Yeah, so it's like
And
that
he's
is mine
that
now.
card, get rid of it. I get one now. We're cool.
Yeah, so
definitely
I
has
like
some
this
cool
guy.
ideas.
Incubating and combined firepower, so he gets minus difficulty and no progressive.
And yes, and then I was gonna say, and then he already gets to ignore progressive, and then if he gets to also actually ignore progressive for the speed, he can defend for a long time.
That is very funny.
Seems very interesting. I need a way for. I need an attack that says your next attack gets the weapon keyword. That way, I can try gravity beam and rip 2 cards out of your hand.
Yeah, that would be pretty good.
Which is probably why that's not going to exist.
I mean, realistically, you could just play a third card that's a weapon, or try grab as your third card, and then play a cheap weapon as your third weapon, and then
do it again.
yeah,
just
and
rip
like,
one, rip one
rip one.
instead of. But he wants to rip them both at the same time.
Yeah, it's not as fun.
He wants to go response, discard one, and also first enhance. Let me see the rest of your hand. Get rid of that one.
And it's
Yeah,
like, nice cards in your hand, nerd. They're gone now.
I mean, death weapons. Like, that's all you
death
really
weapons
need to
is
say
good.
about this character is this character having 6 hands, 29 health, plus damage or minus speed. That also on your third attack rips a card, and you draw a card. Like,
He's cool. I think he's cool.
Yeah.
I think this character is middle to upper. Like, I would actually put this character pretty high. I can see this character showing up very easily, especially on if you do decide to play. Does Trigraph have death?
Death and Void.
Yeah, so you could play Trigraph in your death weapons build as your only non-weapon and just rip cards all day. Especially because if you can rip and force a block. Plus, on your third, if you play Trigrav, it still gets the damage.
Mm-hmm.
So you get to give it you get to give it damage from itself if you have a way to remove something, and then you just give it 3 damage on top of that. So it's like an 11 damage move or something.
Yeah.
It'd be like 10 damage because it gets 2 for
7, 8, 9, 10 if it's the third.
Yeah,
attack.
so it'd be a 10 damage move, which is nothing to scoff at, especially if you rip their only full block.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, on death, what you would want to do is do something like instant shining flash. My next one's one easier when it was my third weapon, so I ripped one and then play Trigrav and commit the one and go I blow up the one that I commit and let me see your hand too. Like, and then go kind of that route and take their stuff away would be pretty cool.
Play I'm with you, I think is what it's called. And so you blow that one up,
Pop it.
respond plus 2 damage, I remove it. I can now get the 2 damage from Trigrab.
Yeah, I now get the 2 damage for Trigrav. It gives
Or it
itself
becomes
2
12
damage.
now.
Yeah, like
Or 13 if it's the 4th attack.
if it's the 4th. If you're running combined firepower, those now get to casino go off. Like,
Yep. Yeah, there's something there for sure.
there's some ideas. For sure.
This character, I think this character's cooking. This is also I think so far there's like 3 characters that I'm really interested in this set, and this is definitely one of them.
Yeah.
Opinions.
No, I agree. I was about to say what Jake was gonna say. Like, no one's really stood out to me so far, except for like Mollywalk, but Vexithan's up there too.
Vexalia, Protector of the Wilds. 6 hand size, 29 health. Air, Earth, and Life. With the Hunter, Vox Machina, and Warden keywords. Enhance once per turn. Build one ally asset or ally backup from your card pool. If you did, and it is your turn, draw 1 card. Response, flip 1 foundation. After your ranged or weapon attack is not blocked, unflip 1 foundation.
This character seems pretty cool. It's also kind of funny. Her 3 symbols are the same as her first version in the Challenger deck.
Yeah, I was actually going to note that also, and like point out, like, I think this gives you an upgrade, not an upgrade, a side grade, a way to play that character. Like, you now have a different way you can go if you weren't really quite vibing with the way she played before.
With the marker prey options,
and still get to this gives you a way to use those cards if you bought that deck. Also, kind of the same for Vax, where like they play pretty well within what we already have for them. Actually, same for Jester and Not as well. I just thought about this for everybody, but this is like a really cool design way to like, here's some more flavor on that character where you can use the cards that you already have from an existing deck and kind of like play around with both and maybe like side grade, maybe even sideboard.
he does change 1 symbol for Vax. He's not completely the same though.
Yeah, but I mean like
But yeah, no, for sure, definitely get to use all those ideas. It's definitely cool. Building an asset, obviously she gets to run Trinket.
Yep.
On any of her symbols, and get to do basically like use Trinket's ability where you build it forward. Like, you put it back in the card pool to give effects, and then she can just put it back in the field and go, hey, I did the thing.
Especially during your turn, you just go, all right, I'm going to give my attack 4 damage. I'm going to build Trinket back down into my stage. So I have the minus damage for your turn, and then now I'm going to get the draw card.
Yeah, just enhance, add this to your pool, this attack gets +4 damage, or enhance, add this to pool, this attack gets -4 damage.
Mm-hmm. So there, you can do a bit of those cheeky plays with.
And you don't even have to add
Trinket.
it back into your hand because you can build it back down before the attack resolves.
No, that's pretty cool.
Or actually, sorry, I guess it would resolve. It still knows that you use that ability during that attack. So what you would do is you'd put it in, it would resolve, it'd come back to your hand, and then when you block with it, you can then build it back down.
That too. I mean, you can do it that way too.
I think you'd have to do it. I don't think you can interrupt it going back to your hand. But I'm not positive.
Neither am I. I think it's fine, but I'm not gonna say 100%. But regardless, this Vex,
It's
she's cool.
Yeah, that's cool
She's
stuff.
neat.
Our last character revealed is Yasha Nadoran, Orphan Maker.
That's funny as what a title.
6 hand size, 29 health character, Deathfire Void, Brute Mighty 9 Warrior. With the static, if you take 3 or more damage from an attack, add 1 rage counter to this card. Enhance, your attack gets +X damage. X equals half the number of rage counters on this card, rounded up, +1. And enhance, once per game, remove 6 rage counters from this card. Your rival removes 2 cards from their hand.
I don't think that's very good. You guys correct me if I'm wrong, but that second enhance, like, it's a once per game, and you like if you could pick the cards, I think that would be good. But your rival picks it.
I think it's still pretty good.
I don't
Because
know.
you're basically just going, hey, you didn't kill me, and I have 6 or 7 rage counters. Like, I'm now going to just say, all right, get rid of what's left in your hand. You don't get to block anymore. I'm killing you. Like, that's basically the idea behind it.
I guess, yeah.
Especially if, on death, like I was saying, you can get a rage counter from a foundation. Like, once per turn, get a range counter.
Yeah, I
then
guess that's
she
when
gets
you
to
would.
do it inevitably at some point. And
I guess
doesn't
that's
even
when
have
you
to
would use
take
it.
damage.
Yeah, is like on your turn when you're trying to kill.
Yeah, and you like, hey, you have 3 cards in your hand, or like basically you just like let them block the first one, you play the second one, and then go remove the other 2 cards.
Yeah, she's edgy.
I'm killing you now.
She's got a once per game. She do damage.
She do be doing damage.
I'm thinking we're back.
Yasha
We're
was the other
cooking?
character that I knew I wanted to see and was probably going to try and build.
Yeah.
And the reason is she's another barbarian. The 2 barbarian characters are sick.
Yeah, she looks really cool. I'm probably gonna try her out.
Yeah, this makes me actually think there's less likely a card that gives a rage counter, because you do have the rip 2 cards. Yes, your opponent gets to pick, so it could be it is the least detrimental, but you could go, cool, I played an attack, you had to block, or you had to eat X amount of damage. I played another attack. Trigraph on 3rd attack, and you do have a tuned fire, so you do have the potential with like capture the target and stuff like that to kind of string out. Plus you have access.
Baby.
Lethal slash.
Plus you have lethal. You have access to lethal slash. So you get to go. Nice. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna draw these cards. Granted, with Trigraph, you have to have 3 cards in the pool. So
3, at least 2 other attacks.
At least 2 other attacks in the pool. So yeah, you have to have 3 attacks counting itself.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, you can lethal draw a card, play another attack. So and then go, all right, sick. I'm gonna as soon as you have 2 cards in hand, that's the attack. I'm gonna go. You have none, or if you're holding so that I can't kill him, like playing to death. Trigraph, I'll see what's in your hand. I'll rip 1, and then I'll make you rip 2. So on a Trigraph, you can make them rip 3 cards out of their hand.
When this Trigraph hits, and here's everything else.
Yeah, so like that's kind of the thing is,
what it's really supposed to basically do is it lets you give the 4 damage to a move, and then go, hey, you don't get to block this one. because you give it the damage and then you remove all your rage counters. Is like I think that's the design space idea.
Yeah,
obviously you can
definitely.
string out past that, but
yeah, but like if you hit somebody for like 14, like that means like they're put on a clock. But and also you can use this defensively if you want because it's just enhanced once per game. If
Mhm.
you think they're gonna kill you with like you think they have the 2 attacks in hand and they have 2 cards in hand, you just go, remove 2. Or
it would be a really funny thing where they like play a card and they discard a card for an effect, and they're like a 6 hand size, and you go, you have 2 cards left actually.
yeah, do you want to keep pushing me, or
What do you want to keep doing?
Can you kill me with those 2 cards in hand? Yeah, so I see worlds where you can use it on either turn.
I think Gosh is cool. That's basically
yeah,
what it boils down to.
basically, I think the character's cool. I think character can be good. We'll see how it actually stacks up. I think there's some gross things you can do. Anytime you're ripping cards out of hands, things get gross. I'm constantly looking at ways to use Trigrav in decks. So
Trigrav is a very good card.
Yeah, that card's sick. Love it. And with that, that's all of the characters revealed. Critical Role.
Woo!
Yay! I just
we
saw.
did it.
We did just do it. I just found their alt art too. It looks really good.
Wait, what?
Yeah, the alt arts look sick.
Yeah.
Can we link the alt arts?
Link down in the description for anybody who didn't see that article already.
Is it
Yep.
just the gamer article?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Making sure. Yeah.
It is.
Oh, I think I've seen these, but I didn't actually look at them.
Oh.
Yeah.
I think I posted it.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah,
look at anything you post, so that makes sense.
That would track.
That tracks.
They look
Got 'em.
really cool. Put it in the description.
Yeah.
With that, tell us all what you think of these characters in the comments. And of course, make sure to like and subscribe our videos. As always, this was Brian. No more responses.
This is Steph. Please, someone tell me why mages have 30 health.
This has been Jake. I might be committed to Percy.
Andrew, you think this place has milk?
I'm James. I'm just the other guy.